Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Sant. Welcome back to the Bodybuilding News Network. We are covering the 2023 Romania Pro in the men's open bodybuilding division. This video will be a complete breakdown of the athlete competitor list. The next video will be our predictions, so stay tuned for that. In a separate video, we will be going through our 1 through 9. We'll give you our BNN prediction for the 1st through 9th place finish at this upcoming Romania Pro. Lots of very exciting names in this lineup. Some newcomers here to BNN and some athletes that we've seen been competing, since we started covering back in 2021. So it is going to be an exciting lineup, so I do hope you enjoy it. But let's go ahead and jump into it with our first competitor. And that's going to be Behrooz Tabani. Now, Behrooz competed in the 2023 Arnold Classic Brazil. He won that show, qualifying him for the Olympia. He was unable to compete at the Olympia because of the travel restriction, visa restrictions, him being an Iranian athlete. There's really only a handful, 1 or 2 athletes out of Iran that have been able to compete in the Olympia. So best of luck to him in this show. And if he does win, going to the 2024 Olympia. Next up, Nathan Asha, no surprise here, going for his 12th Open Pro win. Another gentleman unable to compete at the Olympia for traveling visa issues. His is more of a criminal issue with him during the last few years. He had some issues with the legal system over the United Kingdoms. I do believe it was just in UK. Best of luck to him. Definitely going to be one of those top 4 runners to finish here. Pavel Beran, if I didn't mess his name up, I do apologize. And he did the Romania, as you can see here, competed at the 2022 Romania Men's Open Bodybuilding Division. He placed 12th last year. Not sure where we're going to see him in this lineup, but he does have, a very nice back, nice dense full back, the traps going all the way up from the front, nice and wide. Like to see a little bit more in the legs, but overall, I think he looks pretty good. But he will be there. Best of luck. Next up, Kristoffer probably, Berner did the pro qualifier at the 2022 Sweden Grand Prix, where he won his pro card. And he will be doing this show, like I said, pro debut in the open division. He didn't do any other divisions before then. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he does. I'm looking forward to seeing if he can bring that same level of conditioning from the amateur league into the open pro division. Anton Bippus placed 8th at last year's Yamamoto Pro Cup. I'm looking at the background. I think this was the France one, but correct me if it was the Italy one. Yamamoto and the Shrew, those guys have been doing a lot of shows, but we'll see. We'll see what this guy's going to bring to the show. I think he just needs a little bit more size, more completeness, a couple more years in the league, I think, and then he could probably start getting towards that first call-out conversation. Same thing for Kevin Brucher, placed 10th at the 2021 Big Man Weekend. So this will be an interesting sight to see on, what kind of improvements we've been able to see from him recently. He hasn't competed in 2 years, so hopefully he was able to really maximize those years off stage and improve upon the physique. The back looks good, just needs more size in the front, as well as some posing critiques as well. Next up, Roberto Buonomo. We saw him just a few months ago at the Olympus Pro, or the Italian Olympus Pro Show. He did 10th. He finished 10th there. And I thought he looked really good. I remember him coming into the show. I thought he was going to be one of those front runners. He did fall to 10th. And this guy, he could surprise us. He could surprise us definitely in this top 10. So keep an eye out for him. But again, Roberto Buonomo. Now, this guy, really impressive. Mr. Volodymyr Byruk. Placed 7th at the Europa Pro Spain last year in 2022. He did not do this most recent one. I like this guy. I think he needs a little bit of work in the chest. I think it's a little too collapsed. He needs to work on that. But the back is amazing, and I think he's going to shock a lot of people with where I put him in my placings. And moving along, Pavel Cervinka placed 15th at this most recent Olympus Pro. The physique looks amazing. He looks like he's got a lot of muscle in the back. The midsection looks like it could get a little blown out. It looks interesting. I'm not really sure what to say about it. And then the legs, there's just not a lot of detail on the front or the back. So we're going to need to see some improvements in the detail and the conditioning for him as well. Next up, we have Alfred Chiriac. This guy's awesome. He brought a lot of density to France last year, and then he also did the Olympus Pro there as well. And I believe he was 4th or 5th. So we expect to see him in this conversation, definitely top 10. You know, if he falls out of the top 10, I would be quite surprised. But he's definitely going to be a favorite here. Great shape, great structure, phenomenal conditioning on Instagram. It didn't translate very well onto the stage in Italy, but I bet you my bottom dollar he's going to look a little bit better coming into this next show. Next up, Samson Dauda. Don't need to say too much about Samson. Just placed top 3 at the Mr. Olympia in Orlando, Florida. I was there. I did not get to talk to him. The lines are just too big, ladies and gentlemen. Him, Chris Bumstead, Derek Lunsford. The lines are just too long. So I don't even waste my time trying to have these conversations with these top guys. He's going to be in that conversation. Probably going to win the whole gosh darn thing. Next up, I have an interesting pick here, Mohamed Foda. Now, this guy has gone by a lot of names, I will say. I had a lot of fun hunting him down. He competed at the 2021 KO Squad Pro, and he went by the name Mohammad Taha, Mohammad Abe El Fatah Hassan, and he plays 5th there. So I definitely am going to put him in my top predictions because he looks phenomenal. And if you think 2 years from now or from then, I bet you put on even more improvements, even more conditioning. So best of luck to him. Next up, we have Hamid Juma, who placed 3rd in the 212 at the 2022 Mr. Big Evolution weekend, or Mr. Big, the Big Evolution. And I like him. I like his structure. I'm wondering, there's a lot of big guys coming into this show, ladies and gentlemen. And for a 212 to come into the open in this show, I think is going to be tricky for him. So best of luck to him, but great lines, great conditioning. Next up, we have Gianluca Di Lorenzo, who also did the Olympus Pro. A lot of Olympus Pro guys here. So they've only been off season for, a month, maybe 2 months. So they should be relatively ready for this show. He placed 7th in the open division there. And I'd say from the back, he looks phenomenal. I'd like to see more conditioning, but great flow. He's got a lot of density. The lats look nice. He's got a nice controlled midsection as well. So best of luck to him. Andrea Presti placed 12th at this most recent Mr. Olympia just last weekend. Expect him to be in, what will we say? He's definitely going to be in the top 10, but we'll see. We'll see where he lands in this lineup. My prediction video is going to be interesting, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to have some fun with it, but I also think it's very realistic based off of the physiques we're seeing here. Next up, we have Horse MD, the Horse MD, Marcello de Angelis Rezende. And this is going to be his open debut. He's done classic physique before. I thought maybe it was just a pro qualifier. I don't think he actually did a pro show yet, but this is definitely the open debut. I don't know if it's his pro debut, but it is an open debut. I think this guy is going to shock a lot of people. I think the hype from Instagram is going to translate perfectly on stage, and I think he's going to really shock some people. So stay tuned for that prediction video. A guy I really enjoy, I've talked about him for years now, Jan Turk, has been consistently improving his physique year in and year out. The conditioning has always been on point for him. It's just completing the physique, putting more muscle on. I like to see more in the hamstrings, even since he did the Legion, which was just a few weeks ago. From there, I hope that he does take a nice, good off season, improve a little bit in the legs. Great conditioning, great structure, just needs a little bit more muscle. And making his open debut as a pro, A top 2 competitor in the Classic Physique division, placing second at the Arnold Classic UK, is Giuseppe Zagarella. I do apologize, but this guy is amazing. Phenomenal structure. I love to see the vacuum. If he can bring that to the open, I think he's going to shock some people, and gosh darn it, I think he could place in the top 10 here. So that is a longer video. I do hope you guys enjoyed this preview of the complete breakdown for the men's open bodybuilding division here at the Romania Pro Muscle Fest just this weekend, November 12th through the, actually no, it's the 11th and the 12th. So today and tomorrow, the time zones are going to be absolutely brutal, ladies and gentlemen. I know I wrote it down somewhere. Let's see here. So prejudging starts at 9 a.m. Romania time, which is 11 p.m. 11 PST for Pacific, and their finals start at 4 p.m. for finals, and that is 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for November 12th. So if you're thinking it's Eastern, it's going to be 3 a.m. for finals and around 9 p.m. for prejudging. So if you guys do want to watch that show, you can, but I will not. I might get up early enough to watch the prejudging, or the finals, apologies, because that'll be right around 6 a.m. for me, for my time zone. So that'll do it for my preview of the Romania show. Thank you for watching. I'm your host, as always, here on the Bodybuilding News Network, Josh Sanch. Check out the Olympia coverage and our interviews. There's a lot to come. There's still so many more interviews to post. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.